Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. Where last episode, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's the first time on the road in 32 years, since 1991. And a very successful test on it. Transmission worked great. Engine, suspension, steering, everything. Everything works great on it. Doesn't overheat, nothing like that. I did check all the fluids after the test. All the fluids are up, didn't lose anything. So I think she's ready for a longer cruise later on. Okay, yeah, go watch that video if you haven't, but we're going to take it for another drive on this video because I got to take it down to the tag agency tomorrow, and they just got to verify the VIN numbers the same as the one I submitted for the title, and that's it. Because today's Sunday, so I can't do it today. So today we're going to keep going with the body work. Now, yesterday I started blocking this quarter panel down and the door. I knew it wasn't going to rain, so I kind of left it in bare metal. I didn't really want to. I wanted to prime it, but I only had a limited amount of time yesterday to work on it, a couple hours, so I kind of blocked this down, did some other stuff. So I'll finish blocking this door, and then we'll prime this. Now, it's got the a lead crack here, and I'm not sure. The episode before, this is how they joined it at the factory. The quarter panel was right in here. So, and that lead was all messed up, so I melted it all out, filled it up with Bondo glass. And so I don't know if I have to melt it all out or just melt out the little cracks and just kind of fill that in. I may just try that on this area here. I just hate for the cracks to come through after it's painted. Where is it? Right here. I think that's the only spot, but I'm going to sand this down some more with 80 grit, and yeah, if I have to, I'll melt it all out. I just didn't want to get into the trim. I didn't want to take this trim off. I believe I urethane that on there because it wasn't bent in the right shape. So anyway, we may fix that little area. Okay. Yeah, so last video also painted all the jam in here. That's all painted black. I'd like to adjust this tailgate a little bit better, but it doesn't make any noise or rattle when it drives. But I just need that to latch in there a little bit better. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Now we got one dent right here that I left. So I'm deciding whether to take this whole assembly off. And to do that, I got to take out the guts and the window and all that. I don't know if I want to take all that off until after it's painted and all that stuff, especially when I'm going to be driving it tomorrow. I may try to get in there. I think the guts is covering this. I can't get at it to bang it out. It's one of them dents, just needs a little tap outwards. Just right in that area right there. Anyway, might do something with that. Of course, tailgate needs to be blocked down and reprimed. Same with the whole rest of this side, but we're going to kind of do a few areas at a time because we just kind of roughed in this quarter panel, and because I was running out of time to prime it. So there was a little dent right here, little ding, so I fixed that. There's a few little pinholes that I put a little body filler on and blocked them out, so that's pretty good there. So okay, so I think, well, I may turn it around here so we can get more of the sun on this side, because it's sunny out, but it's just It's like in the 50s. It's just chilly. I think we got about 2 more days of this, and then boom, it's going in the 70s and staying there, which is normal. So I like to work in the sun, so I may turn this around. So what we're gonna do is start on this side. What we got left on body work is this side here, strip it all down to the metal and the hood, except for the scoop. You know, I ground it out to here. That's all ground down to the metal underneath this hood and primed and painted, you know, up to here. So just from here out, and we gotta work some dents out of the hood and this side, and we'll see what's all involved. I don't think this quarter's as bad as the other one. Yeah, it's dent there, dent there. Yeah, dent here. Yeah, it's probably as bad as the other one. And we gotta adjust this gas lid. You can see here it's all, this side's in, and then it's pushed over this way. Just these 2 little screws here. Gotta undo that, tilt it a little bit, and line that up better. And this needs to come out more. So you gotta line that up. And on the, you know, at the beginning of this restoration, I did buy a patch panel for El Camino. This was all rotted out. So this is all good here. So we really just need to kind of do here and up. I think I D8'd it, feathered it out up to here. But we'll get all this down in the metal wherever it leads to. Okay, so we'll start on this quarter panel and get it ready to prime. And we'll see how much time we got left. And then if we got enough time, we'll work on this on our way down to this this door here and then that door, and get everything primed by the end of the day. So I don't want to leave that much metal exposed. Eventually we're gonna have to do this roof and these lead cracks up here. So really, you know, these corners here, deciding whether I want to take this chrome off. That's probably going to be later on in another video probably. I'll probably take all this chrome off and strip it all down the metal, melt that lead out of there, and then we'll go over the roof. I think it's pretty good, but I'm sure there's dents in it. All I know is this whole front up to here is good. That's where I molded the sunroof in. But back here, I think I just stripped it down the metal with a DA. I didn't fix any dents. There's nothing major. If it is dents, it's just going to be little hail dents. And this car was covered in it. You know, all the cars down south here got hail dents in them. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to be using my grinder. Do I got everything? I got everything all kind of, I don't have everything all ready to go here, guys. I'll come back when I get the grinder with the, show you what grinding disc if you're new. And we're going to grind her down the metal. We're not going to use any aircraft stripper or stuff like that. We're pretty much going to get, well, had pretty good luck with just getting this down to the metal with 80 grit with a DA on the doors. But these quarter panels are more, the other side had more Bondo in it, more dents, and it had to be kind of coated and stuff anyway, so cover up the grind marks. So yeah, let me turn this around, and then I'll get my grinder out and we'll grind this quarter panel down first, see where we're at, start filling in the dents on that. Okay, so I think that's all we need to go over. How's Nikki doing? Nikki doing okay? Nikki being a good girl? You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. You just want to get at them cats, don't you? Okay, and Puppy didn't want to go in. She just wants to hang out here with me. Got your toy, though. You got your toy? Mm-hmm. Yep, Puppy got her toy. She takes that everywhere with her. And another cat here. Okay, so that's the plan, guys. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, actually, before we start grinding that quarter panel out, we're gonna finish blocking the rest of this door. Okay, all this is done, the quarter panel, top of the door. So what I use is buy a roll of 80 and 180 of this DA paper. And then I just use pieces of it, fold it on my block sander like that. And what you want to do is, if you don't have much experience, or it's always good to do it anyway, is to spray a little black paint. Get some cheap as you can, flat black paint. And just put a little guide coat over it. Okay, so that way when you block it, you want to sand all that black off, and then what's ever left, there's black underneath. That's going to be your low spots, your pinholes, your grind marks, your 80 grit scratches, stuff like that. And you know you need to keep blocking or fill it in with some spot putty, stuff like that. Okay, but I've been doing it so long I can tell if there's going to be any marks in it with this. That's why I fixed a bunch of spots on that quarter panel already. Okay, so you want to kind of go back and forth and up and down, kind of in a circular motion, and do as much area as you can. Usually like a door, you do like half of it like this and then go over the other half. That's what you do. You just keep blocking it out. And if you find any big spots, you got to rework them and do that before it's primed again, because we want to be kind of in final prime, ready to paint. But there'll be a few spots after it's primed that you'll have to sand down and reprime if the primer's too thin, you know. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna block all this rest of this door, the bottom of the door here, just like this top and this quarter panel. Then we'll just stop there, and these two panels will be ready to prime, and then I'll work on the other side, and then we'll prime everything all at once at the end of the day. Okay, so I'll be back in a little while. Okay guys, I got this door sanded down. The other video where I stripped this door down, I had to cut out a clip of it because I had the radio blasting. Forgot to turn it off, and I went over this door, so I'll go over it on this video. Now there was only a dent right there and maybe a couple little dings. Okay, this door has got a curve right in here. You can rub your hand over and it's like it's indented there all the way down, and I don't think that it's a dent. I think it might be a kind of a factory curve, but I don't know. But what we're going to do is when we strip down the other door on the other side, we're going to see if that's like this. But to fix it, I'd have to put body filler all the way over that. So I don't know if I should just leave it. Strange. But anyway, that's sanded down. I got one little crease here on the rocker that I forgot. I know I stripped down the rockers to metal and primed them, but I guess I forgot to fix that little little dent there, so I got to remember that. That's a little stuff you got to go over before you final prime it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to bother turning it around, because if we have enough time, I'm going to melt this solder out here. So we're just going to grind this in the shade. Okay, I'll buy a pack of this. I think they were 24 grit grinding discs off eBay, and that's what we're going to grind down the quarter with. Well, the whole car really, but so we're going to go over it. Let me see if I can find out. So it's got this primer. No, I didn't do any of this. That's how I got the car. So it's been primed. They had painted, there is the original red here, and then somebody painted it purple, and then they sanded it down and primed it, and I don't know what they were going to do with it. So we got to get all that crap off there. You know, if your car is you know, original paint, then you can probably just do it with 80 grit, but if it's got, you know, 3 layers of crap like this, I'm going to go ahead and use the grinder. Okay, I think that might be Bondo right there, but you know. Yeah, this disc is needs to be cut down again. But you get the hint. I had the last video there, I did it on the time lapse. It won't take very long. Let me just cut that grinding disc, get a better grip on it, and we'll grind her all down to the metal. So I'll be back when it's shiny metal. Okay guys, I got it ground down. Just gonna go over it with 80 grit with a DA, smooth all this out, and feather these areas here where I already stripped it down and reworked it. Okay, I didn't even notice this. Looked like just primer over it, but primer couldn't have covered the rust holes. Because if I'd known that was on there, I would have fixed it when I had the gas tank out. But now the gas tank's back in there. I'm not about to weld or anything around it. I believe it is a vented. I'm not going to take any chances. The thing will blow up. So, and then a couple little spots here. So I'm just going to tap this in and spray it with some rust neutralizer, and then put some Bondo glass over it. That's all I can do. Okay, so this is the lead right here where it's joined together. I'm not sure up here. Maybe there wasn't one up here. I don't think there would be. So the roof was kind of weird. The roof comes to there, then it comes to there. This must be a separate piece. And then it comes to here. Very strange. Instead of one big piece. I don't know what they were. Usually they're joined up here. Okay, so I think I'm going to take the little torch. I'm going to get a piece of metal, and I'm going to kind of tape it across this chrome, and then I'm going to take the little torch like I did last time on a previous video and see if I can melt this out of there. You can see the cracks here, and then you can see it all little cracks right there. So yeah, let me do that. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I tapped that rust down. This is a rust neutralizer that I use. We'll spray this real good and let it dry for a while before we put some Bondo glass. Okay, I'll be back with a torch, and we'll try to melt that out of there. Okay guys, a little propane torch here. I'll take a few minutes here to tape the license plate there, try to protect the chrome a little bit. It'll take a few minutes, a minute or so to... So I don't know if I could melt them cracks closed or... Anyway, you can see it coming out of there. Okay, I got to use a screwdriver and scrape that out of there while it's heating up. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, that's what it looks like. It's joined right there. The cracks were right in here. So I'm going to take a grinder, grind that out, grind it up to the chrome trim, and we'll fill that in with Bondo glass like we do this. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it ground down. There's a little bit of lead crack still in there. I ground it down though, but I didn't want to get into the molding and stuff. Okay, I mixed up some little bit of the waterproof Bondo glass, so we're going to pack that in. And like I said before, you don't really want to use Bondo in areas like that because the Bondo will absorb water from the backside and crack it. So best with the Bondo glass. Okay, so we're gonna fill this in. So yeah, I'll have to do this on the other side as well. Okay, and once that's dry, I'll put a little Bondo over top. You can put Bondo over top, just make sure the first layer is the fiberglass Bondo glass stuff. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so while that's drying, I'll get the my electric DA with 80 grit on it, and we're gonna go over all the grind marks. Smooth everything out. Okay, I'm gonna go over and get it all smooth like that. And then we'll be able to feel the dings a little bit better. I already know there's, you can feel the big dents. But I'm gonna feather all this out. And then get all this down the metal, feather it out right in here where I already stripped it down, from an inch or so from the molding. Okay, so let me do that and I'll be back. Okay guys, there it is, slicked out in 80. I'm gonna adjust this here in a little bit. Okay, so I went over these Bondo glass areas with 82, so we're gonna put a little Bondo there, there, and there. Okay, I'll go over the dents. One there, pretty good size one here, pretty good size one here. Little one there. Little one there, little one here, and one there. And then this is a little warpy here from being hit, I think. Gonna tap that down. I'll probably have to skim this area over here. Because, you know, I got hit in here and buckled, and I kind of half-ass fixed it when I did the patch panel. So yeah, it's gonna need a skim over here and block down real good. A little bit there too, it's kind of out here. So anyway, let me mix up some Bondo and get her on there. I'll be back. Okay guys, this is a little leaded area out on this side. I melted most of it out, just ground down the rest. A little bit still left in here, so I didn't want to get into the trim or anything. So we're just gonna have to risk that doesn't re-crack. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little Bondo glass on that too. So I'll be back, and I got some Bondo going here. Using my cheese grater file here to break down the Bondo. Showed you on the other video. And we just got a little skim here to block out, and the rest of them are dents. Okay, so I'll be back. Oh, and I align this a little bit better. And to stick this deal in here and bend it out. I think that's about the best. It looks like it needs to just come over this way just a hair. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, I didn't quite get it all done. Needs a few little swipes, but it's getting dark out. Got to get in primer so we can drive it tomorrow to the tag place. Slicked out both the corners here and the lead. Yeah, so I'm fixing to prime that quarter and door and this quarter. And then I'm just going to put a light coat, like one coat on this, because I still got to put a little bit more and block it, but just enough to cover the metal. And then tomorrow, after I get back from the tag place and our second test drive, then we'll rework this and start on these doors. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I got those areas primed yesterday, and fixing to unmask it, and then we're gonna go for a ride, go get the VIN verified. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so when I come back, we'll be on the road. Okay guys, we're on the road, on the highway. Got the sunroof open. Beautiful day out. Still got some wind noise coming in through the passenger side. That sun's a little bright. Okay, so last test drive we figured out the speedometer, we're going about 8.5 miles faster than what the speedometer says. So right now it's reading 45, we're doing about 53.5. Speed limit's 55, but pretty windy out today. So yeah, it's got a lot of power. We'll kick it down here. Once we get up here, it goes to 65. But yeah, I was thinking about the horsepower last video, and I said it's right at about 300 from the factory. Then got the cold air intake, the headers, dual exhaust, even the straight pipe with the exhaust cutouts. So I don't know, 320, 330. But then I forgot that also had the computer retuned or whatever. So they deleted the EGR, O2 sensor, stuff like that, or at least the rear O2 sensors. And I don't know what else, but whatever else is probably to increase the horsepower. So who knows what it's got. Yeah, it really kick it down and really put you back in your seat. Got some power. And I meant to check, but saw this one video. This guy had a little deal. I don't know if it was an app on his phone or a separate deal that you could, you know, just be on the street and it'll tell you what, how much you, how fast and the speed of doing a quarter mile. There's no racetracks around here. So I'll have to check into that, see if there's an app. If anybody knows, put it in the comment below. But yeah, I'd like to just go down to not a very busy street or even the highway. It's not busy, and just stop and then go. See how see what they do in the quarter. Kind of curious. There's no real way of telling. You know, you can look up the stats for the truck that it was in, the 2001 Silverado, but that's, you know, 2,000 pounds more than this. Here, get away from this dump truck. But yeah, it puts you right back in your seat. And I don't even know if I got full throttle or not. I kind of messed with that gas pedal a while back for the cable extended all the way. It still might have a little bit more to go. Who knows? I'll have to like have someone push the gas pedal to the floor, then get up front and check if there's any more throttle. But it's certainly got more than enough right now. But if you were to race, you want maximum. Okay, well, I'm going to get the VIN verified, get something to eat, and I'll be back. I'm going to do a clip of my camera out through the sunroof, maybe on the way back. Anyway, this will be about a 20-mile trip, 20-mile test. I don't foresee any problems. Last time, probably done about 10 miles last time. But yeah, I'm going to telescope handle here and stick it out the sunroof and do some forwards and backwards shots. But the wind noise would be too bad, so I'll just do a separate clip of that and put some music behind it. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, just got back. Another successful test drive. When you go real slow in parking lots turning, this left front squeaking a little bit. So I don't know, I'll have to check that out. Hopefully that ain't those cheap Chinese bushings that are gonna crap out anytime soon. But yeah, anyway, it did real good. Real happy with it. Okay, so I don't know, the sun's gone now, and now it's all cloudy and back to being a little chilly. It's supposed to be about 60 degrees today, but it feels like about 50. But it's going up to in this, well, it's actually going up to 80, I think, tomorrow, and then it's going to be in the 70s for the rest of the foreseeable future. Okay, so I get a few things done, and then we'll get started on getting the rest of this side done. Got this quarter panel done. Now we just gotta do the rest of the side and then start on the hood. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I just put a little bit of that in time lapse. I just went over it with 80 grit on my electric DA. Probably would have been a lot faster using a grinder, but okay, so this wasn't too bad. No Bondo in it. I think every other panel had Bondo. Just a few little dings. You can see them in the red right there and right there. If you can't see them, primer blocking will probably get them. Okay, like the other door, I said it had kind of a wave in it. This one does too. Although the wave is right where that dent is, but I can feel it right in here. So it's just kind of the way the body curves like that. Okay, so both sides are like that. I'm not going to be filling the whole door in with Bondo to straighten it out. Okay, we got a rust spot here. I'm going to tap that in with a hammer. And a little one right there. I'm going to tap that in. That'll be with Bondo glass. This one I'm not sure whether I'll weld a piece of metal in there or not. Okay, so I'm going to mix up a little Bondo and do these little spots. And then we'll work on this door here. Oh, I wanted to show you. I got the Nomad emblem in. That one that was, he wanted 124, then lowered it to 84. That's it there. That's the old one. Okay, so I'll put the new one, because the 3-pronger ones go on the tailgate. If they got 4, those are the fender ones. So yeah, that'll go there. Okay, and a few people mentioned, or maybe just one a couple of times, that there was one on Facebook Marketplace. And it was actually, was it a fender one with 4? I'm not sure. But it was like 25 bucks. Then he would ship it for, I don't know, 5-10 bucks. So whenever I seen, I actually had to find it myself because somebody posted a link and it didn't show up. So I went on Facebook Marketplace, put in Nomad emblem, and one come up in Colorado somewhere. And I immediately messaged him. He said, oh, I sold it last night. Forgot to delete the listing. So that was it. There was one on Marketplace for the whole United States apparently, and one on eBay that I got. There might be one more. One guy had it. He's been listed. He doesn't have it listed now, but he had it listed for about a year. It was an old one like this for 150 bucks. Because nobody makes these, so the only way you could find them is used. And luckily, I found this one was a new old stock. But hell, I would have put a used one on there. So yeah, that's it. There's none left in the United States, as far as I know, or probably the world. Somebody's got it. I mean, the ones that are listed, that's it. There is no more. So yeah, I'm sure there's people got them hoarded away somewhere and in their garage, but they don't have them listed for sale. So I guess some people were saying, oh, don't buy that emblem, don't spend that much money. Well, that's when it's the only one left. You drive around with a bunch of holes in your fender. So anyway, I can use that. I can use this one, the old one, and drill the 3 holes in there. Somebody said cut the ends off and tape it. These things are heavy. They're not cheap plastic emblems. They're pretty heavy metal, and I wouldn't try emblem adhesive or 2-way tape trying to hold them things on there. You have to use the barrel nuts. So what I would do, if I can't find one within the next month or so before I paint this, I'll use that 3-pronger, fill these holes in and put in 3 prongs, and that'll go on there. But at least I got 3 emblems for the car. Okay, so let me fix a little dings on this. Well, let me grab my little hammer, show you. If I can find it right away. I don't have everything all, there it is. I'll give it a little tap and I should weld in a piece of metal, I guess, but I like to bang it in and get all the old rust out of there. You can see it coming out, although it's a little, looks like it's about to rain, so it's not as dry as it should be. But I like to bang it all out till all that stuff flakes off, and then blow an air hose in there, blow it all out. You see it kind of coming out. And then spray some, yeah, there's some there. Some of that might be some type of sealant in there too. And then spray some rust neutralizer in there. So that's what I like to do. Anyway, and I'm going to put some rust neutralizer. You can't see them very good. Little teeny spots like this from the rust. They're from chips in the paint, and then the water gets in there and makes little rust stains in there. I just like to spray a little rust neutralizer on them little spots where the scratches and stuff were, just to give a little extra protection from coming back. Okay, I'll be back. Use the grinder first and then the DA with 80 grit. I'm going to go over it some more with 80 grit, but just wanted to get it down, see where we're at. Again, like that door, no Bondo in it. Just a few little ding there, little ding there, little ding there, little ding there. And this looks like a little lead repair on a ding. Strange. Okay, it wasn't like the other side where it was all rusty on the corners. There is a little bit. So I'm going to tap them in, put some rust neutralizer on it, and put a little Bondo glass on there. This one, not so bad. This one here I tapped in. Okay, so yeah, you can see with the purple where I put the rust neutralizer on this door. I'm going to do it the same on this one. There was a bunch of surface rust right up in here, or as some people would call it, patina. I'm not a patina guy. I don't really like the looks. There's very few cars that look good in patina. I'm a painting guy. Strip her down, paint it, or else it just looks like, to me, it looks like crap. Okay, okay, well, let me do that and I'll be back. Okay guys, got a little body fill on the dings, and used some Bondo glass on the little rust holes, and there's Bondo glass underneath there too. So I'm gonna buzz it down with 80 grit with my DA, and then block it down with 80 and mask it up and prime it. Hopefully, I got a late start today, but try to get it primed before it gets dark, but it may wait till tomorrow. It's not supposed to rain tonight, so I'll be back. How you old hound dogs doing? How you doing, Nikki? Doing good? And puppy, how you doing? Puppy's in heat. She's acting a little weird, but they've been kind of playing or whatever here the last couple of days. But anyway, got her all done, ready to prime. As you can see, there wasn't much body work on there, just a little rust along the bottom. And I run over it with a DA with 180, and then blocked out these Bondo spots with 180 too. So I started priming right here with my cheap Harbor Freight gun. About time to go down there and buy a couple of more for when I'm about to paint it. But anyway, yeah, she's all slicked out. So let me prime these two doors and I'll be back to wrap it up. And I also kind of stripped by hand all this area under here by the gas tank lid and adjusted it out a little bit, so it a little bit over there more, so it doesn't rub or anything. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'll give a shout out to Lewis Davis, who just PayPal'd me 20 bucks for, he just said, for the Nomad and the pets. So I guess these guys get some rawhide bones. You want some rawhide bones? Courtesy of Lewis. And Terry Eustace, he sends me 10 bucks every now and then. Appreciate it. If anybody wants to donate to the cause, you can. My stuff is in the description box. Sell these bumper stickers for 5 bucks. They'll last about a year. Looks like some reflective is coming off, but it's been outside in the rain and the sun for a year. So I don't know if you're protected underneath the bumper, it might last longer, but that's about the best I can do. I bought some other little stickers. I never did sell them, but shit, they didn't last more than a few days and started all peeling off and everything. So those are pretty good, lasting a year outside. So anyway, yeah, information's in the description box. clunkersandclassics@gmail.com. You can PayPal me if you want to buy a bumper sticker for 5 bucks, or donate to the cause or whatever. Okay, so this episode we got this whole side done, although this probably needs a little bit more filler and blocking, but sanding this, it still isn't dry after a few days, because this epoxy, 2-part epoxy primer takes quite a while to dry. But it is 80 degrees out, sun's beating on it. Probably be ready to sand in a day or so. But that's okay, because we got plenty of work to do. So next episode, we'll do the fender and the hood, and I'm gonna rewatch the video on the roof there. I stripped it all down and primed it. I'll have to see, but if I remember right, like I said, I did the body work up to about here, and then this one I just stripped it down with 80 grit and primed it. So we'll have to strip it down, reprime it, because obviously I didn't get enough primer on it. A little bit of surface rust coming out. And we'll fix any little dings, hail dents or whatever that's on it. I just looked at this again. Sure enough, there's cracks in this lid. So we're gonna have to melt this out, just like we did the other corners there. Melt that out, put some Bondo glass in it, and strip her down to here. Strip that down, strip this down, block and prime the roof. So yeah, we got that, the hood and the fender to go. Then after that, it's just blocking and repriming and final sanding, and then she's ready for paint. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Bottom right hand corner of the screen. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Like, comment, share. It's supposed to help the algorithms out. Yeah, on the test drive, the speedometer is 8.5 miles an hour slower than I'm actually going. So I looked up, I thought they were about 50-60 bucks last time I looked for GPS speedometers, because a lot of people said, oh, we get our GPS speedometers. Yeah, but then what happens when the Chinese take out the satellites? You don't know how fast you're going. So anyway, I found a little one, because the speedometer, if the speedometer's off, that means the odometer's not going to be accurate either. Now, not that I really care that much, but I want, when I go on Hot Rod Power Tour or any other places, I want to know like the actual mileage, because 8.5 miles an hour off, who knows what that's going to do to the odometer. So anyway, I bought a little GPS one that I think it'll sit right up here. It's probably about like that. We'll have to see when it gets here. It's only 25 bucks. And it's a speedometer, digital, and an odometer, and a whole bunch of other little features. Yeah, I know it's probably made in China, but you know, if it craps out, you throw it out the window. But anyway, we'll see how it works. We'll see how this GPS stuff, you know, works. I just don't trust any of it. You know, you could be out of range, you could be, you know, does it work? It says it works when it's rainy and cloudy, but really, you know, does it? Probably not. In different parts of the country, I know you'd be out in the middle of nowhere and it probably won't work. So anyway, it'll just be a little backup, and we'll give that a test too, see how accurate it is, and see how the odometer works and all that. I sanded this column down. I was fixing to paint that, but of course I got the doors taped shut. I'm in here this afternoon, tape the column. I thought about cutting off the end here, but you know, what am I going to do? Put Bondo in there? I'll just leave that for now. But yeah, I need to paint that flat black. Bunch of other little stuff to do. It's okay. Yeah, this side's done. Looks good. She's getting closer and closer to paint, guys. And it's also got a name. I've named it Born Again. And you'll see why after it's painted and I do a video with it, with some music. Copyrighted music, so I won't get monetized, I won't get paid for it, but I got to do it. I just got a vision in my mind what I want to do with a little short music video type thing. So its name is Born Again. Okay, yeah, if I was airbrush artist, I'd write it along the tailgate here, Born Again or something. But anyway, we'll save that for something. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next video.